Assalamu alaikum. I'm outside the Compassion Buddhist Centre in Newcastle upon Tyne, and I'm going to go in to speak to a local Buddhist leader about Islam and life in general and give him some quality Islamic literature. See you in a bit. So Sharab, yeah. We're here at the Compassion Centre in Newcastle upon Tyne.
Yeah.
And you are a Buddhist monk. Most people don't get to meet a Buddhist monk in Newcastle, so I feel very privileged. And you're from a very multinational and cosmopolitan background, so again that's a surprise. I was expecting a little Chinese fella, you know, like that. But anyway, Sharab, I've come here today. You've kindly opened your doors to us. I've come from IDC, Islamic Diversity Centre. We're a Newcastle-based organisation. IDC stands for Islamic Diversity Centre, and our motto is challenging stereotypes, removing misconceptions. And we go all over the place to give people a balanced understanding of Islam. But Sharab, please tell us a bit about yourself and what you do as a Buddhist monk in Newcastle.
Well, about myself, so I've been ordained now 7.5 years. I've been a Buddhist around 13 years, so this been maybe more or less 13 years. Yeah, 7.5 years ordained. Yeah, I got ordained and I was sent here by my teacher. This center here, I think, exists in Newcastle from around maybe 1996, so almost 15 years. Wow. So what we offer here is an education to people, and it goes from those who don't necessarily want to become Buddhist, but just want to know a little bit how to bring meaning to their life or peaceful life, you know, how to, because as you know, a lot of people are stressed, etc. So, so this is one. So we just teach people to meditate, simple stuff, you know, very almost non-religious, you know.
Right.
But that's on a very basic level.
From the little bit I've read about Buddhism, I'm guessing from the maroon clothes that you follow Tibetan Buddhism, is that right?
That's very true. Yes, because my ordaining master, my guru, my teacher, he comes from East Tibetan, and he obviously studied Tibetan Buddhism in the Tibetan tradition. But you know, it's a bit nominal, this distinction, because at the end of the day, everybody will be following Buddha. Okay. You know, with different maybe emphasis.
How do you think religious people, and I'm including Buddhists in this, even though you might not see yourselves as religious, what can religious people do to alleviate the intense misery that people in Britain are feeling? How do you think religious people, Buddhists and Muslims and any other religion for that matter, what do you think we can do to try and cheer people up a bit?
Yeah. It's interesting. I guess I can give maybe two answers. From one point of view, you can't do anything to cheer them up if they don't want to be cheered up. Wow. So in Buddhism, we really believe that you don't go to people, you let people come to you, because only if they come to you can you do something for them. But generally, I think they need to understand that they are actually on a brink of. But I think also people know that, don't you think? That a lot of people feel depressed, or a lot of people know that something's wrong, you know. So, but then more directly connected to what you were asking, I think what we need to do is without fear, without worry, show maybe two things, or maybe show a few things. First and foremost, I think, even if we have money, we need to show, as religious people, we need to show the example of content living.
Right.
Yeah. So that means we work, we have whatever, you know, some people have family, I don't have a family, but we do what we do, but what we show to the world is that we live we are content in what we have. So that we're not, so I think this is the first most important thing, to show people content living, and that through contentment you can actually be very peaceful and happy. We can give as religious people, we show that because we have higher principles, you know, we have like so many people live according to animalistic principles. we try to live on higher principles. We try, obviously, we have our own failings, but we try. So what we can offer to the people, you know, is this idea of there are higher principles, and there is, like you're saying, darkness, and people. And when we see darkness, we try to remember that people are in darkness, and we try to give them, at least in our mind, a loving, kind feeling. That's what they really need. You know?
As Muslims and Buddhists, we're both quite sceptical about achieving happiness through material possessions alone. I think that's fair to say. Have you, Shirab, got any tips on how to avoid becoming too engrossed in material possessions? And I want to add a little bit to that as well. Hopefully a lot of the Muslim youth are going to watch this, and God bless them, some of them have become kind of bewitched by the whole rap music and pop music and expensive cars and this sort of thing. It's natural for young people to be interested in that kind of thing, but some of them have really become bewitched by it. And maybe you can offer some personal advice, because I think you're a bit older than me.
It's a good question, and I think it's such an important question. My own experiences tells me that these things, I was lucky because somehow in a young age, you know, I was only 26, 27. In a young age I actually saw that these things they don't make you happy. You know, the drugs don't make you happy, the waking up in the morning with a hangover doesn't make you happy, the having to work extra hours to make your car look better doesn't make you happy, you know, all these things. So you come to realize that, so you have to realize actually these things don't make me happy, and that again depends on the individual. I can just say, you know, it doesn't make you happy, but they have to see it. But what I suggest to people is really to see that everything that they are doing has a flip side to it. Right. Also, I mean, I don't know in the case of Muslim, but I know from my own case, and I presume it might be the same. If somebody thinks that they are really a person of faith, they really need to learn to pray. You know, to pray with a sincere heart and to open the heart to.
It's a very important point. You mentioned praying, and who do we as Muslims pray to? Just to clarify, Islam is quite unique in that it has a very black and white understanding of who we should pray to. As Muslims, we believe that Allah, who is the eternal, unique creator and sustainer of all existence, we believe that because He is the one who created everything, He is the only one who there's any point in praying to. We believe that what you would call karma, the vicissitudes of life, the ups and downs, the good and bad, we believe that this isn't self-subsisting. In reality, there is a higher reality controlling even that. And He's not a man or a woman or a cat or a dog. Allah is completely unique and ultimately unimaginable. But we believe that when a person prays with sincerity, and that's the condition, they, if you like, tune in to that higher reality, Almighty God or Allah. And as the Quran says, "Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub." Verily, in the remembrance of Allah, do the hearts find tranquility.
Yeah.
And as somebody who's been praying 5 times a day for almost 10 years now, I can say I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean your life will be problem-free. We don't preach a prosperity gospel. Any non-Muslims watching, if you think you're going to become a Muslim and then that's it, you're not going to have any problems, forget it. But Islam provides you with the tools to deal with those problems.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
I'd like to round off this, what for me has been a lovely meeting, Sharab, by presenting you with a small gift. It's got information about our organisation in here. And also some of the information about Islam. There's a CD in there.
Great.
There's a small book. There's nothing non-vegetarian in there, I don't think.
Okay.
So you've got nothing to worry about. So that's for you, Sharab.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks very much indeed.
Cheers, Daniel. Yeah, it's been great.